Hey guys, how's it going? Otaku Mike here, back again with the Otakuology podcast, and this is our bonus podcast. Gotta read them all, a
Bonus
Pokemon podcast.
Pokemon podcast.
And we are back with, I guess you could say, season 2, right?
I mean, yeah, because it is technically book 2.
Technically, it is book 2, so we could say it's season 2. And now we are in the Pokemon, is it blue territory? Because it goes
Wait,
red, blue, green, right?
does that
Right?
mean? Does that mean we're gonna have like 20-something episodes?
You mean 20-something seasons?
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh my god.
It's over 30.
I'm gonna be
right?
sick at that moment. I'm gonna.
It's over the original Pokemon Adventures, like 30-something chapters, right?
Yeah.
Or books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and then we have all the extra stuff that they don't count in the books because they stopped numbering them after that. But we can do that. So,
if Otaku Mike can find them for a reasonable price, we'll see about that.
That's true.
We'll see about that because those Pokemon books have been so hard to find.
That's true. You might
Like
have
the
to.
the
You
ones
might have to
after.
invest in a. You might have to invest in a printer so your buddy Jim Graves can take screenshots and send them over.
I might have to go buy them on Comixology because they're all on Comixology right now.
Oh, I didn't even think about that one.
Yeah, they're all digital. But I mean, I'm hoping we'll get a collector's edition like we did with this series.
I'm sure we will.
I hope we do. But anyways, we're on chapter 15, correct?
Yes.
Chapter 15, Wartortle War. Wartortle Wars. That's a tongue twister right there.
Squirtle Squad.
Squirtle Squad. Which they are not in this.
I know, I'm so upset. I'm so upset.
If you don't remember from the last time, which was, where were they in? Lavender Town? Red was in Lavender Town, correct?
Yeah. So they went to Lavender Town and we saw the ghost Pokemon. And he had to go there because Blue was being mind controlled by
the ghost in Koga.
Yeah. And so now we're going back to Cerulean City because of everything that's there.
Is it Cerulean City?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, or maybe he's on the path to Cerulean City because we have when he goes to the Pokemon Center.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's Celadon.
Oh, Celadon. Okay. So yeah, let's.
Sure.
If you haven't listened to or our previous podcast, go back and listen. I don't know why you're starting with episode 16. But
episode 15.
Oh, episode 15. Sorry, episode 15. My apologies. My apologies on this one. But our chapter starts out with somebody singing in like a watchtower of some kind. It looks almost like a fire, like watchtower, like like a you would see in like a national park or some kind.
Yeah,
and we see this woman who. We're just going to spoil here. This is Green. This is the infamous Green we've been talking about this whole time. And Green sees Red and his Pokemon, and she's like, oh yeah, another unsuspecting fool. So Green is going to go do something to Red.
Right, which I just want to point out, how did she get there so fast? Because that tower is pretty far away.
It looks like it's maybe like a mile or two away.
Right, but she got there in like no time.
Well, maybe he was distracted by the is it the Primeape he knocked out?
Maybe. Yeah, he knocked out a Primeape.
So we see that Red fought a Primeape.
I'm kind of like, is he going to catch the Primeape? Is he not? I'm kind of waiting for it, but as we get farther and farther away from book 1, I feel like he catches less.
You think so?
I think so. I feel like it.
Why would he not catch the primate though? Primate's cool.
I don't know. Maybe it's not part of his dream team. Like maybe he's already got it. Like
Maybe.
that's kind of a thing. Like I do. First off, when I'm playing a game, is I'll kind of go over real
Hmm.
fast all the Pokemon that will be in it, and I'll pick out
Yeah,
like my first six, and I'll be like, all right, this is my team. I'm gonna try and go with this, and then I find out what they are from there. Like names, everything else from that
yeah.
as I play the game, and I'm like, I made bad choices, or man, I love this fucking game. This is great.
So after fighting the primate, uh, Bulbasaur
I don't want
starts
to.
to
I don't want to talk about it.
Bulbasaur starts to make some noise, and Red's like, "Hey, Bulbasaur, what's wrong?" And Bulbasaur evolves into
Ivysaur.
Ivysaur,
Yeah, I'm so upset by this.
and he's like, "All right." He starts clapping, and or I think no, Green starts clapping. Do you want to talk about this?
I will.
Okay. Do you want to get through this next page,
I
or do you want to talk about it now?
I Yeah, we'll talk about it before Green runs up to him.
Okay.
I hate this. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Why?
like besides Dratini or
Hmm.
Dragonite being like my favorite guy, so Bulbasaur evolution is pretty high up there for me. Like as far as starters go for Kanto, like Bulbasaur is always my pick.
Yeah.
And I really hate how nonchalant this shit is on um how exactly
Hmm.
Bulbasaur is getting his moment to shine and evolving.
Well,
I really hate it.
it's very nonchalant, like, oh, it happens, which I know that does happen in like the anime or like the game, like, oh, they just randomly evolve. But
Right.
like the last evolution that we had was Poliwhirl to Poliwrath, and that was
That's
a
true.
that was a
And
big that was a big moment.
it was a big moment, it was like in the heat of battle. So like, I loved it, but
Yeah, it was a cool moment. It was very
you
memorable.
know, yeah, and I'm just like, and then we kind of get this whole part where it's Ivysaur.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
I just wanted you to know, like, hey, it's your moment to shine. I feel like this is like your bro saying, "Hey, I'm going to throw you a victory party," and the victory party is just a high five. That's
Yeah.
it. That's it. Yeah, it's just a high five.
So Ivysaur gave Red a high five.
No, like Pokemon, the creator just gave Bulbasaur a high five.
Okay.
He's like, here you go, buddy. High five.
Oh,
I
too
hate it.
bad.
I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate that it was like that because everybody else has kind of had that we've seen has kind of had like a moment to shine, and I hate that we had Bulbasaur and he kind of shined when we first got him, and then this happened, and I'm like, why?
So when I was first reading this, which was like 10 minutes ago, maybe.
Oh, you mean the
I
second read through or the first?
This is my first read through of this.
Really, you haven't read this far yet?
No, I haven't.
You only read the first book before we covered any of this stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why you were asking because you're like, do you not remember the first time when you read this?
Yeah.
It's like,
So when I first read this, which was like the first like 10 minutes ago or whatever, um,
all of 10 minutes ago.
I accidentally skipped this entire page.
Really?
Yeah. So when I turned it and like I'm where and I turned it and I accidentally like uh my pages kind of my I didn't flip properly and I just went to him talking to Professor Oak.
Oh my gosh! So you didn't even see Pikachu dressed up as like a Valkyrie wrestler?
No, I saw that part. I
Okay.
I saw that part. Yeah. I meant to say like when yeah, I saw that part. But
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, so Green shows up, and Green is like, "Oh, that's awesome! Oh yeah, congratulations to you both! Uh, you seem like such a good Pokemon trainer." And she starts putting the charm onto Red, and
Right.
you know how Red gets when he has a girl who
Bashful.
shows him any attention.
Bashful.
He gets bashful and kind of gets like might have a little bit of a big head, I guess you could say.
Pervert. Yeah.
And she shows him these items. And what are these items she shows him?
Just like random accessories and stuff that go onto your Pokemon. I mean, I think some of them are based off of real items, but
Hmm.
for the majority, they're all basically fake. Because I've never heard of this Power Plus one or anything
Yeah.
else like that.
And so she kind of guilt guilt trips him a little bit into um, buying these items to help with his Pokemon training.
Pause that.
What?
So she basically makes him purchase mainstream toys that are not made in America or in a good Chinese place. It's the Chinese sweatshop. That's what we're talking about.
Oh yeah,
That's what the products we're getting. That's what it is. Okay, it sucks.
yeah. She's straight trying to swindle him out of like $6,000 or yen or whatever they have in Pokemon money.
Yeah, 6,000 yen.
And she's like, "Oh, thank you so much," and she kind of like grabs onto him and hugs him. And Red walks away, and he's like, "Oh man, yeah, these are so cool. Uh, she seemed to really like me, and we are the same age. I hope I get to see her again one day because I think Red has the hots for Green, but I think Red has the hots for anybody who kind of shows him attention
That's true.
when it comes to the
That's
opposite
true.
gender.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I
Yeah,
mean, I think he just gets a big head with everybody, you know.
yeah, no, most definitely.
But he blushes with the girls, obviously more.
Yeah, and as he's walking away, he fights a is it pincer? It's a pincer,
Yeah,
right?
Pinsir. Yeah,
Yeah,
he throws Pikachu up there,
yeah, he does.
which I was confused because HP up is a thing, and
Uh
I
huh.
was sitting there looking at it, and I was like, wait, what is he using to do that? It was
Well, it's
throwing me off because I was like, he's not holding an item to do it.
yeah.
So, but then in the middle of this battle, he takes his time to basically like do Pikachu up like a freaking Valkyrie.
It's like a Valkyrie crossed with a magical girl, crossed with like a samurai.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, crossed with Captain America.
And like Pikachu's not having it whatsoever. You can see Pikachu's pissed off about this. He's a little mad or annoyed because he has
Right?
like a spear in his hand. He's like, I don't want to fucking deal with this shit.
Right? And then the pincer, I guess, uses like semi seismic toss or something on him.
Yeah, and all the
And
items break.
all that crap is broken.
And he's like, something. And Red's like, something tells me I just got ripped off on this.
I
But
got gypped.
I like this panel before it where Pikachu is like flexing with the HP up.
Yeah.
He's like doing like a little flex. He's got like little speed lines behind him. I just like that. It's cool.
Yeah.
Like little detail touches like that. And this is where we find out that where I found out originally where Ivysaur evolved. At this
Did you
point.
evolve? Hello?
And I was like, did I fucking miss something?
You were like, did we just get like a blue moment where he's not around and his guys evolve without us knowing about
Yeah. And so Red gets to Celadon City, like you said earlier, and he's like, I need a full restore for my Pikachu. And as he talks to Professor Oak, Professor Oak lets him know that your Bulbasaur evolved to Ivysaur. That's cool. Blue's Charmander evolved to Charmeleon. Now we're just waiting for, I guess, Squirtle to evolve. and he starts kind of talking about how his the last three I guess parts of his research were on these three particular Pokemon,
Yeah, yeah.
correct?
Yeah, on the part where it says the last of the three. Hold on. Not only Squirtle's left. Squirtle. The last of the three that my research has been focusing on, but enough about that.
Yeah, and he's like, I wonder who the third person is who's helping Professor Oak out. And we find out that that Squirtle was stolen from Professor Oak. If you don't remember, all the way back in like chapter 2, there was a thief who broke into Professor Oak's laboratories.
Right, and we don't even know about him really,
Yeah,
except through Professor Oak bringing it up.
yeah, and he was like, "Oh, stolen, stolen." Professor Oak doesn't even know like who stole Squirtle.
Right.
Yeah, and Red's kind of like, "How come there's so many bad people in this world?"
Yeah,
Because he
somebody's
keeps,
stealing Squirtle. Somebody's selling
yeah,
me this janky shit.
yeah.
The broke.
He's like, God damn it, motherfuckers! So
Exactly.
many,
Exactly.
and you see him walking down the road, and I think he's walking like the opposite direction of
Yeah.
where Green is set up, or like a little space, like a rug, and her wares are on her wares that she's selling are on the carpet.
Right. Shit we've already seen.
Shit we've already seen. The special Pokemon items that supposedly heal your Pokemon and give them super strength and stuff like that. She's kind of like a snake oil salesman almost
Right.
when it comes to
Or
that.
like
And
or like jewelry, where it's like, hey, I got this rare whatever jewelry and
yeah,
whatever, and then you find out it's
yeah.
fake.
In this part, because he's like, uh, that motherfucker, I'm never gonna let him even fucking rip me off again.
Yeah.
And I thought in this scene where we see Green trying to sell her stuff, I thought for a split second, I thought he was gonna get fooled again, where
Right.
he was gonna buy more shit.
Right. And I thought that was going to happen too, which I can't remember if there is a part of this where that does happen or something else
Yeah.
like that. I just couldn't remember.
Hmm.
But this also reminds me of an episode of the Andy Griffith Show where, they get swindled multiple times by these quote unquote gypsies that are selling
Yeah.
them high priced merchandise, and it's like,
I mean, this scenario has happened in multiple TV shows and stories
right,
like that.
right,
Uh, but he sees Green. He's like, "Hey, come on, give me back my shit. Like I want my 6,000 back. You ripped me the fuck off."
right,
And we get Green gets chased by Red, and she's like, "Ah, I'm gonna get away." And this we find out that Green has a Pokemon, and the particular Pokemon she has is a Wartortle.
right,
And he's like, "Oh my god, she has a Pokemon!" You see her swimming off in like this canal, I think it is.
right.
Um, and I like this scene where he's like kind of trying to think on his feet, you know. And he's
Yeah,
like, I got this Pokemon, I hope this works. He's kind of low level, and this is where we see uh, Green smashes into this object, and she's like, "Hey, who put this mattress in the water?" And it's not no fucking mattress. It's a motherfucking Snorlax.
I just like the look on his face where sort of like sitting in the water. He's like big grin.
He's like, yeah, no, I like this one too. And he's like, "Give me back my 6,000." He's all about getting his money back, and she's like, "Oh man, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just did that so I can see you again."
Yeah.
And you can see her. She's definitely like hugging on him, and you can see she is definitely trying to pick his fucking pockets.
Right. Which I couldn't remember if she was going to try and take one of the Pokemon or not. And we
Yeah,
find out at the end of the chapter what she actually takes. But
yeah,
no spoilers yet.
yeah. And this is where we get into a scene where she's trying to take stuff, obviously, and Red catches on, and Red gets pushed back by Green, and Green uses her Wartortle to attack Red with Bubble Beam. And I was honestly a little confused with this next panel where it
Yeah.
looks like he's running through the Bubble Beam.
Yeah.
And then we switch over to the next, and he's like on top of like Snorlax's shoulder.
Yeah, and I couldn't figure out if he got snagged or if it was an illusion.
Yeah, like maybe Snorlax picked him up.
Yeah, like real fast. Whoop.
Yeah,
So
that
fast he
was
created an after image.
that was definitely a little weird to say the least. I was like, well, I was a little confused about that part.
Right.
And I like this part where Red's like, haha, you didn't see that coming, and you see him on top of Snorlax, and Snorlax still got this grin going on, and Green's trying to run or get the fuck away.
Right.
She's like, I don't want no part of this goddamn shit.
Right. And then we
And
go Snorlax. Mega Punch.
Mega Punch, and he punches the ground, and then Green and Wartortle fall through the street into I guess the hole that Snorlax punched.
Yeah.
And I guess Red was nice enough to pick Green up out of the rubble,
Yeah.
and because she's knocked out at this moment. And this is
Supposedly. Yeah.
supposedly she's knocked out. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna. Meanwhile, while she's knocked out, I'm gonna get my money back. So he finds her little purse, and this is where he notices that her name is Green, and he's like, well, I'm at it. Wartortle's knocked out. Let's get the data for Wartortle.
Yeah.
Which I thought he could only get this Pokemon's data if he caught the Pokemon.
No, I think it can't be moving and he's gotta like sit there and scan it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's like an immediate scan if you catch it, but if not, then it's gotta sit there and it can't be moving.
Yeah, and we get this little brief flashback to where Oak is telling the Red that Squirtle was stolen. And I don't think Red puts it 2 together at that moment.
No, and I agree with that. That's where I was kind of like, Red, my buddy,
yeah, come
you need
on,
to
you can't
back
give me
up.
that stupid.
Yeah, but I mean that's Red at this point. In the
Yeah,
first like good set of books of this, Red
he's
is
very
fairly
gullible.
dumb. Yes.
Yeah, he's very gullible. Yeah, at this time, and then we find out that
He goes to the hotel.
he goes to the hotel, and he's like, "Dang it!"
Looking
Somebody,
everywhere for his badges.
he's looking everywhere for his badges because he did mention at one point that he had 2 badges. He
Right.
kind of gloats about it in their fight,
Right.
and he can't
Which
find his badges.
I kind of wonder if she took it when he was looming over her, when he got her out of the rubble, or if it was before that. Because I don't think it would have been when she was sitting there giving them the hug. Originally it had to be after because he didn't even mention the badges yet.
Yeah, he didn't at that time.
But now we're back at the Hunter's Tower or whatever it was.
Yeah, the observation tower or whatever it is.
Yeah.
We're not really sure what it is exactly, but she's holding the 2 badges, and she's Green's like, I could have easily escaped, but I could use these badges for something.
Right.
And that's where our chapter ends.
Yep. Badges just aren't something that money can buy.
Yeah, badges aren't something money can buy. So obviously she wants to use the badges for. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. Something, I'm guessing.
Right.
But what did you think of this chapter of Pokemon Adventures?
I thought it was pretty good. again, like what we've kind of already covered, I
Uh-huh.
really feel like Ash is kind of adult at this point.
Wait. Who?
Adult
No, who?
Red
That's right. Not Ash.
Team Rocket.
Wait, did Rash show up?
Rash did show up.
Rash, the combination of Red and Ash?
Yeah, the rash showed up on your butt. Rash, because he's a pain in the ass. Yeah,
Yeah, what'd you think?
I felt like Red was pretty gullible.
Yeah.
You know, uh, just knowing like Red in the future and Red now, it's kind of weird. It's like two totally different Reds, which is
He definitely gets major character development, later
right,
on.
right.
Yeah.
So, but it's kind of like a enjoy it while it lasts, kind of, because this is kind of where it's more comedy based. That's
Yeah.
a lot more fun, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have quite as many rules because I feel like as we keep going through all of them, there's more and more things added on that make it constrained like the video game.
Yeah.
Um, so I mean, I really enjoy just this whole part right here,
Mm-hmm.
and um, of course, Bulbasaur evolving into Ivysaur.
Mm-hmm.
So out of the, I guess his main team that we kind of have right now is that we've seen
P-
on him.
Pikachu,
Yeah, Pikachu, I,
Bulbasaur,
Ivysaur,
Ivysaur, and
Poliwrath,
yeah, Poliwrath,
yeah, and Snorlax.
and Snorlax.
So I mean, we have a pretty awesome starting team. I mean, knowing what he has and what we kind of know for Blue having, I mean, Red seems like the cooler character right now at this moment.
Which I don't remember exactly all what Blue has off the top of
Blue
my head.
Blue right now should have a Venomoth, the Charmeleon, and
Does he have Scyther at this moment?
I think he has a Scyther.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what he's got. He's got those three, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I mean, out of what we have, um, Red does seem like the cooler one out of the two.
Yeah.
And then, of course, who the heck knows what Green has per se besides the
Yeah.
Wartortle?
Yeah. Um, I have to say I did enjoy this one, like all the other ones I enjoyed so far.
Yep.
I did feel like this one in particular does kind of shake things up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we do
Well,
get a
well, and I do feel like this is our first chapter that actually gives us a direction.
yes.
That's not, hey, complete your Pokédex.
Yeah, complete your Pokédex. Now it's like I gotta get my revenge on this new adversary or rival, for
Right.
swindling me and taking my shit.
Right.
Which she was foreshadowed like way back in like the first or second chapter.
Right.
Um
And we
but
didn't exactly know that it was going to be her.
yeah, we only knew this because we knew who she was.
Right.
And if you're like going like, hey, who's green? Well, in Japan, blue is actually green and green is actually blue.
Right.
But for this, they kind of, I guess they switched it up or something got lost in translation.
So what part of it is there was supposed to be a third
Yeah.
person
Mm-hmm.
that happened in the games, which we do see it in the Pokemon anime with Ash, because we see Ash, we see Gary, and then we see the girl that is standing there um, as well. But
Mm-hmm.
she's technically not in it at all.
Yeah.
So,
Because
that was just a part that was kind of cut out.
in the English release of the games, she got
Yes.
cut out entirely
Yes.
for just uh, blue and red at that time. But I do feel like green is actually a really interesting foil to red.
Yeah.
in the fact that she is like a lot more sneakier and like cunning and because she's a thief, and uh when later on as we go, she's going to be more and more in this book.
Well, and then the other thing I think is we are kind of already having some stuff that's done,
Yeah.
and I can't really remember what it is because we don't, I think, see it till we get into it with either uh,
So yellow.
gold, gold and silver,
Uh-huh.
or ruby and sapphire.
Yeah.
But at some point, we start getting where everybody's almost like Digimon, like the Digidestins,
Mhm.
and everybody has a symbol that they kind of represent or a specific trait that they have towards Pokemon. And I
Mhm.
I can't remember what it is, but I think the one that Red has is like makes friends with Pokemon easy. So it's kind
Yeah.
of like the happiness factor of them.
And like I know
I
yellows is he can heal the Pokemon.
She can.
I was going with he because I didn't want to spoil that
Well, you should
aspect
have
of
just
the.
said you should have just said they then.
Sorry, they can heal Pokemon.
So then
Yellow's a girl.
we have blues, which I can't remember what his is, but
Yeah.
I think we get a sneak preview that they're going to use that because as Green is looking out of the watchtower thingy, she says, "Oh, kind of like it's about time."
Yeah.
And before she even gets to the ground, it's almost kind of like she knows Bulbasaur is going to evolve.
Maybe.
So I wonder if they're, and we'll have to wait till we actually get to it, which will be many, many decades in the future.
I don't know about I don't know about decades.
But I think that is one of the big things is that she
Yeah.
might know when Pokemon are going to evolve.
Yeah, but I enjoyed this chapter. It was a good palate cleanser from our previous chapter, which was very it was a very serious chapter. The
Right.
last one we did, and it's kind of like, oh, let's have some fun a little bit, introduce this new character, and you still have some stakes in it to where Red does get taken for everything basically,
This is
you know.
true.
But I do have to say, I do slightly agree with you. Bulbasaur got a little slighted in this,
Yeah.
a little bit,
Yeah.
because I mean, Poliwhirl got a better thing than he did.
Yeah. Poliwhirl.
Yeah, for being the main Pokemon we've had for quite a while in this book since he got him in chapter 2.
Right.
Like Bulbasaur is a mainstay, and he kind of got shafted.
This is true.
Yeah, hopefully he gets redeemed later on.
Right. But I still do feel like we got that kind of happy-go-lucky part of the journey because you don't always in a video game evolve your Pokemon at the
Yeah,
most crucial moments of battle.
yeah.
So I do feel like that, and it is kind of fun seeing how the team's developing and how it's all
Hmm.
working out. And now that instead of having kind of the two like baby Pokemon of Bulbasaur and Pikachu, we do now have and Poliwrath evolving.
Yeah,
We do have Poliwrath, and now we have Ivysaur. So
true.
we are getting closer to having that. And the other thing is we don't actually know per se if Pikachu is going to evolve into a Raichu or anything else. Um, but this also is kind of I feel like toting the line on the
Uh-huh.
end of the journey kind of too,
Yeah.
because now we're kind of like, okay, well, out of all the Pokemon he's got left, um, when is Ivysaur going to evolve again?
Yeah, well, we don't really know what all the Pokemon he has
Right.
because he
Well,
still has
the
some in storage.
Oh, he's got a bunch in storage.
Yeah,
He's got so many in storage. But the
yeah,
thing is none of them are on his team, which is weird.
yeah, yeah. We'll get to that later, like the flip flopping of teams and stuff. you know,
Right.
as we go
Right.
on.
And how it gets more enjoyable and who
Yeah.
gets what and for what reasons and stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah. I actually look forward to the next chapter because it looks like he's infiltrating or going undercover in Team Rocket
yeah.
uh to see what happens with that because that looks interesting.
Right. I agree.
Is this the is this the bip? Yeah. Yeah, he is infiltrate Team Rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. Um
Yeah.
if you want to give us feedback, you can do so at otakuologypodcast@gmail.com. Ask us a question, concern, suggest a topic or a manga for us to cover, or a movie for us to cover, or comic for us to cover. You never know, or
Right.
discussional topic.
Well, and also let us know of maybe a good time for you when you were playing a game or something else, Pokemon wise, and your Pokemon evolved at a peak moment for you that you really enjoyed.
Yeah. You can also leave us a voicemail at Otakuology Podcast, Otakuology slash dot anchor FM or something. I don't remember what it's called. The link will be down below. Yeah, I don't remember what exactly it's called. I have to go back and look. But yeah, I'm glad that we're doing these Pokemon again.
Right.
And we took a couple months off hiatus,
Right.
but hopefully we can get this back into a weekly schedule
Right.
and crank out chapter or volume 2. You
This is
know?
true. This is true because if we're doing this just right, we should get through volume 1 or volume 2, 3, and part of 4.
Yeah.
So
And 4 starts a new story.
right,
With
4 starts where we first meet Yellow.
Yeah, and I'm honestly really excited about that.
Right,
Yeah.
cannot wait.
But yeah,
But yeah, guys, as always, thanks for listening, and we will see you next Tuesday.
bye.
Bye.